Hello, my name is Lilia. This is my son Yaroslav. He is 9 years old and he has Kabuki syndrome. It's a genetic syndrome. Usually it's a spontaneous mutation. There are numerous internal pathologies of the internal organs. There can be some anomalies. In terms of psycho-speech development, it results in a delay in mental development. In adult life, this is most likely some degree of intellectual deficit and impairment of the musculoskeletal system. This means problems with coordination of movement and with the vestibular system. This syndrome is called that because children who have it phenotypically resemble actors from Kabuki theater. They have a specific kind of makeup. They use makeup to elongate their eyes and make their eyebrows look bushy. Of course, all children look like their parents, like their mom or dad, but if you line them all up together, they look similar to each other. The first thing that stands out about their appearance is their large, elongated eyes, thick eyelashes, a flattened nose tip, and big, protruding ears. Our situation, it actually happens in the very first days after conception. And before we planned for a second child, of course, we went through everything and specifically got tested for this syndrome. And we don't have this defect, which means we're not carriers and we're not sick. So we didn't pass it on. It's a spontaneous mutation. Actually, from the very beginning, things didn't go very well. Yaroslav was born at 32 weeks. Since he was born prematurely, we focused on treating neurology. We kept treating him, but the progress was very slow, and our neurologist said, "Guys, go and look for a geneticist." Our geneticist didn't find anything. At our genetic center, he was considered healthy. So the first place we went, the closest one, was Moscow. We went to Moscow when he was 2 years and 8 months old. To a good diagnostician. She met us at the reception and she made the diagnosis right there at the reception. Oh guys, Kabuki syndrome. A doctor walks by, "Come here, look, Kabuki syndrome." Yes, Kabuki syndrome. She looks at us and says, "Well, I see that this is a spontaneous mutation. You don't phenotypically relate to this." I didn't believe it. "Maybe you're mistaken." She told me to come over, showed me on the computer, and that was it. All doubts disappeared. My husband felt relieved and I felt a kind of helplessness. It didn't get any easier. There was never any guilt. There was anger. Anger at the circumstances. Like, why did it happen this way? Allowing premature birth, mixed with the shock of going from one doctor to another. Because one says everything is bad and another says everything is bad. The third stays silent, but you know things are bad. It took us about half a year to get our thoughts in order and continue the treatment. There isn't really any specific treatment. The treatment is symptomatic. We treat whatever hurts. He moved around the house by rolling himself. And for about 4 months, I would move his arms and legs for him in a counter motion. I was also developing his muscle memory so that he could crawl. And as a result, exactly at 4 years old, he crawled on his own. We clapped our hands and he still crawls after 9 years. We kind of want him to start walking already. Well, we have pretty strong prospects for walking. Yaroslav is already walking with so much motivation. Now he actually stands up, takes your hand, and walks on his own legs. Yaroslav also has a growth delay. He is much smaller than 9-year-old children. We regularly monitor it with an endocrinologist. I know that many they decide to take growth hormone injections. We have discussed this issue as well, but according to the tests, the growth hormone level is still normal for now. We will check it again soon. Currently 108 centimeters and 18 kilograms. Developmental delay is our main enemy. It's intellectual deficiency. And with the syndrome, basically children, they are prone to autism spectrum disorder. For us, it's constant sensory seeking. We're currently in a stage where we love fabrics. We have curtains hanging on very strong clips. He pulls them down, wraps them around his hands, touches them, chews on them. Well, he doesn't get enough. These sensations, he gets filled up with them. He doesn't make eye contact. His eye contact is pretty weak. When communicating, he looks off to the side somewhere. Well, you understand that he's talking to you, but it's like that. In public places, if we go to a mall or a store, he just shuts down, he curls up, he doesn't like it. We take music with us because that way he relaxes a little and at least starts looking around. How do we communicate with him? We talk, have conversations, and give instructions. Yaroslav reacts very strongly to emotions. If we scold him, we use a strict tone, and if we praise him, we use a gentle tone. That's how it is. When he was 1 or 2 years old, he started making some sounds, then he would go silent for a year, he would start babbling again, and then go silent again. He doesn't speak, he makes some babbling sounds, vocalizes quite a lot, maybe even something like as if he's singing, but it's all just vocalization, it's not speech. Yaroslav attends the Center for Correctional Development. We've been going there since he was 3 years old. We've already been attending school for a year, first grade. Oh, rehabilitation. The hardest part about these rehabilitation sessions is that you have to leave home for a long time. For me, it has always been stressful. Yaroslav is happy wherever his mom is. I went back to work when Yaroslav was about a year to a year and a half old. I worked in the information technology field, and my immediate supervisor, a very good person. I always remember him with kind words. He always allowed me to work from home. When I had rehabilitation, I would just leave, just take a vacation, like a sick leave. We got pregnant with our youngest daughter, then Elisa was born. I guess it should be a separate topic to talk about how much strength appeared after our youngest daughter was born, and then keep searching for something. Inspiration, because the joy of having a healthy baby is there was no fear that the same thing would happen again. Why? Because we already knew that my husband and I are not carriers of this mutated gene. The risk of it happening again is the same as before. She was a couple of months old when we planned another round of rehabilitation in St. Petersburg. And there, on the very first day, my husband and I just realized that that's it, enough, we need something of our own. We were tired of traveling, we needed something of our own. Well, of course, we had to go to the bank and take out several loans. And that's how it started, little by little. We still have a long way to go to pay off those loans. What always bothered me was that I didn't want to leave home. So now we do everything at home. Of course, it was only Yaroslav who pushed me. What normal person would do this? Someone unaffected, that's what I meant. Well, they wouldn't do this. The main concept of our center is acoustic stimulation, audio-vocal training with music. The music is specially processed. It comes with the equipment. Even though it's Mozart, sometimes Gregorian chants. It's a well-known piece, but it's specially processed. We help the ear transmit properly information to the auditory nerve and then to the brain. And in this way we train it. These are audio vocal exercises. And in this way, we teach the brain to receive and process information correctly. We put our heart into all of this so that it truly helps and isn't just some kind of business. Because you can't really call this a business. Of course, we are raising in Alyssa not a sense of responsibility for him, but respect for who he is. Sometimes, even in kindergarten, this is my little brother, he can't walk. Let's be honest, so she wouldn't be embarrassed by him. Sometimes he acts like a child. Now even on the playground, kids come up, look, and don't understand. They have cognitive dissonance, wondering why such a big boy is sitting in a stroller. I try to explain it clearly. He's sick, he doesn't know how to walk yet. Kids ask if he talks, I say no, then they ask how I understand him. They ask such simple questions. We absolutely don't want to impose on her that this is her burden for life, and that when we're gone, she'll have to take care of him, that it's her duty. We do everything so that Yaroslav has some kind of care. We'll hire someone. We try to have enough means for this so we can hire someone. You see, although our relatives probably still have that mindset, that upbringing, that Alyssa should, that we gave birth to her to be his support. No, that's not why we did it. In these 9 years, I haven't changed at all. I am the same as I was. And I can't say that this situation has made me tougher or somehow hardened me. No, I'm just trying to cope with life's difficulties. It's just here and now, you know. I've already accepted Yaroslav's diagnosis for myself, that this is how he is. We love him just the way he is. But I guess you'll never really accept that you feel more sorry for yourself, that you have a child like this, that he's not like his peers. Being the mother of a child with Kabuki syndrome is hard, but we're managing.